Bread in the oven, bacon. Here comes a rude boy Jamaican. Bread in the oven, bacon. Here comes a rude boy.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel and to my kitchen. This is another vegan recipe. Wicked, it took a shot. Come on and let's get started.
You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. You don't remember where you're coming from. Rastafari, why you turn your back on your brother when him need you? You don't remember the days when him feed you. You know him no obligation but to owe him some respect. All you need to do is just give him one to get turn your back on your brother when him need you.
Let's go over all the ingredients where you're gonna need to make this vegan vegetarian meatloaf recipe. Fast, easy and simple, and of course tastes good. Butter squash, tomato, chopped onion, green pepper, red pepper and yellow pepper. Use any kind of bell pepper that you want to use, alright? It does not matter. But to make it flavorful and tasteful, I chose to use those 3 bell peppers. Now you're going to use fresh garlic. You're going to use fresh garlic for this recipe, as well as going to use powdered garlic as well. But make sure you have at least 3 cloves of garlic for this recipe. You're also going to need a ½ cup of mixed vegetables. Any kind of vegetables of your choice is fine. Now if you turn this thing up a mean wicked notch, you're going to need your spices, of course, because when you're cooking vegan food and if it doesn't have any taste, it's not going to taste right. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose seasoning, Jamaican all-purpose seasoning, 1 teaspoon onion powder and garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to use my vegan butter to this. Now a lot of you guys are asking me about the vegan butter, what kind of a vegan butter that I use, and where do I purchase this one. I purchased this one in my local supermarket, and this is the Earth Balance, and it tastes just like butter. It is delicious. You're also going to need your coconut oil for this recipe, 2 cups of oatmeal. You're going to need your applesauce for this recipe as well. You're going to need your vinegar. Now to make your glaze, you're going to need all of these: ketchup, mustard, and maple syrup right there. I'm also going to add some parsley to it. That's dry parsley. If you have fresh parsley, go ahead and use that. I'm going to use my Earth Balance in it to balance it out as well. So let's get started on making our vegan meatloaf in our kitchen. Now we're moving on to the very first step in making your vegan meatloaf, your vegan vegetarian meatloaf. You're going to have my pot on the fire right there. And I'm going to add my coconut oil. And then when that melts, I go ahead and add my vegan butter to that. Then I add my garlic. Then I add my vegetables in. Salt, black pepper, vinegar. You don't want to overcook this because you want it to be crunchy. Remember, you're still going to put it inside of your oven. So 5 minutes on this and we're good. Now after 5 minutes, you want to go ahead and put your mixed vegetables in. Onion powder and garlic powder, and your Jamaican all-purpose seasoning, because you want that thing to have crazy flavor. Mix that in. Another 2 to 3 minutes on the stove top for this, and then you take it off the heat. Now we are moving on to the very next step in making this wicked meatloaf recipe. You're going to add your oatmeal. That is 2 cups of oatmeal. You want to go ahead and add your applesauce to that, and then add your mixture in. You want to go ahead and mix this in, and that is what your mixture looks like. Now we're moving on to our next step. You're going to need 2 things for this step: a baking container, or a bread pan rather, and then I'm using my non-stick coconut cooking spray for this. You could use your vegan butter to grease up your pan, or your coconut oil. It doesn't matter, but this is what I'm using. What I'm doing here is coating my pan pretty good because I don't want it to stick inside it. I want it to be able to come out when it's done baking. At this step, your oven should be on, guys. The oven should be on 375 degrees. This is going to take about 45 minutes to 1 hour to bake. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour my loaf in. I'm just going to smooth that out. Now, when you get your loaf in your pan like that, you want to go ahead and take a spoon or whatever you can find and just kind of bring that down in the corner, because when you put your sauce on top, right, your glaze on top, you want it to go right into the corner of the loaf. So that is how that should be looking at this step. Now let's go ahead and get our glaze ready. Okay guys, now we're moving on to our next step into making the glaze for our meatloaf. Now the first thing you want to do is add your mustard. Your maple syrup is next. Your ketchup goes in. You're going to get some of that vegan butter, about 2 tablespoons of that, and you're going to melt that and put it in there as well. And some parsley, dried parsley, fresh parsley, it doesn't matter. And then you mix all of this together. Now we're going to pop this in the oven, a preheated oven, guys, only, and this is going to take up to an hour to bake, right? So I will see you back here in 1 hour.
We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
Thumbs up, like, and share. Let me know what you like to see me cooking next in my kitchen. And as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy! I'm going to let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, it's time for eat. So see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.